Greetings and salutations, folk. We're back with another D&D session. Land of the Shattered Star, etc., etc. Yay!
Huzzah!
That's what I usually say.
Clicks in his amazing pawns.
Yeah, he'd like to think that, wouldn't he?
I mean, that would require him be on point, and we're just discussing how he doesn't do that.
Yep. All right, so Cameron is still missing. You are on back of a giant stone turtle, and you've arrived at the borders of Sultesh and are being confronted by the armed forces, aka the Marines.
The submarines. They all have ball gags.
No, they do not.
Perhaps some of them do in their private time, but now is not that time.
Yes.
Is the leader of the armed forces called Ura?
No.
Well, I mean, maybe some of them are wearing ball gags right now, but it's not regulation.
Right. I mean, we interrupted
That is a lady I would like to meet.
R&R, so...
Interrupted R&R. Yeah, that's totally what happened. Yeah. I mean, you've interrupted. Yeah, I mean, they're like, oh god, a kaiju's coming. What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, no matter what they were doing, we have interrupted it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, and as I said, Aatrox, the wise and powerful, has decided to coast to a bit of a distance away from the armed forces, so as not to provoke an armed response immediately. I mean, Aatrox is fairly sure that, like, you get the impression Aatrox is pretty sure that it could sail through the armed forces and not be particularly hassled. But that would be a diplomatic faux pas, and I don't think he'd guarantee your safety.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the non-water breathers.
Uh-huh. So, Cito is, kind of riding at the front, and, as the vision of the armed forces kind of comes into view, she will start just kind of, like, waving to them, and as the, to kind of indicate, friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And as Aatrox comes to a stop, she'll, disembark, as it were, and head out at the fore and just kind of approach.
Sure. You can do that. All right. Give me a persuasion roll to start with. Oh, hang on. I should probably change scenes. That would actually help. There we go.
A persuasion check, you say?
Yes. Almost that's one of the things you're good at.
Mm.
And I'm actually going to change scenes for you all. I'll change.
I rolled average. Actually, I rolled sub-average, technically speaking.
It didn't come up for me for some reason.
You took 10.
Yeah,
basically.
She got a 20, 10 plus 10.
Okay, so that's fine. Cool. I don't know why it didn't pop up for me. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't have the chat tab open when you rolled it, I'm guessing. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I had the journal open that I've been pulling tokens onto the map. But yes. I did not make a Aatrox token. I should have. I just realized. Hang on.
You had like a 5x5 thing.
I want to see if... Nothing. I can't find anything that's quite right for this. Oh, that's actually kind of close. Not quite right, but I'm going to use it because I love it. I like this image. Hang on a second. I'm just going to get a couple things right here because I want to have this token because goddamn it, this is going to be cool. I did a very quick Google image search and found something I kind of like.
Ooh, nice shell roof on some of these buildings.
Yeah, I like this picture. This picture is pretty cool, honestly. The landscape picture. I was very, 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 very surprised by how much I liked that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I found that much faster than it took me to find the goddamn cave you were in last time.
Now, I only wonder if the animators said anything naughty in this image.
I mean, they're animators, so yes.
All right. Give me uno momento. Sorry for the delay on this, but this is what happens when I'm running a little bit less prepared than I'd like to be.
Oh, good.
Turtle.
That's like in the right ballpark. It's not quite right, but whatever.
It seems a bit of a rougher ride than what I
Yes, it was, but it's as close as I'm going to find quickly.
At
Unfortunately,
least
we
that
can't
means
put our...
that there's stuff to hold on to.
No. That is
More
that's an
importantly,
image
something
from some,
behind
I think
you.
that's from some a D&D second edition module, I believe. Second AD&D module, but I'm not, it has that look to it to me. At any rate, I'm not going to put out the armed forces at the moment because I'm hoping that we don't have a fight here.
All right, Peter, roll for initiative 300 times.
I mean, if you want me to, I can actually. I'm happy to run one. I don't.
Okay.
I do not recommend it.
Okay.
All right, so it's the
I don't
army's
have
time to
expeditious
attack.
retreat, but I cast it.
Yeah, it's the army's turn to attack. I'm not going to bother rolling for them. I'm just going to assume that they have they all have a 1 in 20 chance to hit you. So that means they've got a 5% chance. So 1 out of every 20 of them will hit you. And okay. And there are this many, so divide that number by 20. That's how many hits the party takes.
Each year blocks 1 is immediately skewered by 5 more spears.
Only 5?
Yeah, so that's the problem when you're facing an army. Like, legit is, yeah, they may only have may only hit you on a 20, but you realize that's a 5%. That means 1 out of every 20 of them will hit you, on average. If they're not lucky. At any rate,
I appreciate this arrangement because my AC is terrible. Is equal opportunity for every idiot that did this.
oh yeah, no, I am being actually generous to a couple of people in the party.
Anyhow.
Yes. All right. So
yeah, Cito will approach.
Roll the 20. All right.
Yep.
So a squad of what look like to you, Cito, from your memories of being here in Sultesh. At a guess, you would describe them as heavy elites, being led by someone who's very clearly an officer.
Right.
Come advancing on you, and the officers are holding a hand, sort of gesturing you to just hold up there for the moment, please.
Cito will, oblige.
All right.
And is going to open up with her usual thing of, "Greetings, I am Cito, songstress of the sea. I do hope that the arrival of myself and my companions has not been too distressing. We mean no harm."
The officer holds up a hand. One moment, ma'am.
Very well.
Sort of looks over Aatrox. Nods. Very well. Cito, you said.
That is correct.
Are you a citizen of Sultesh?
I am, in fact.
Okay, that makes things a lot easier. All right.
I come with companions who are not, but I imagine we can work that out.
Yes, that is something we can work. Oh, what is that? He says, pointing at Aatrox.
Oh. Hey!
He doesn't see the goblin at the moment.
Well, it's a bit hard for even I to really believe, but I came in writing. you are all familiar with the fairy tales of the Great Stone Turtle. Well, I found him.
The what now?
Oh dear.
Great stone turtle.
Did you? Oh dear. Does anyone in your group? Does anyone in your group have familiarity with some of the old legends?
Did anyone in your group ever actually get read to as a child?
No, like I almost said that, and then I thought about that a moment. I'm like, it's like, wait, no. That's not the way to phrase that.
Do any of you motherfuckers know how to read?
Did any of y'all motherfuckers have parents? Grandparents even?
Say our chorus. No.
Oh. No, this is not the Pirates of Penzance. They're not all orphans. Oh God, Gilbert and Sullivan. Anyways,
as an addendum, I was kind of stumbling over thoughts. I meant to say squad rather than group.
yes,
so.
that's fine. A couple of them do sort of go, yeah, sir. They're old, really old tales of giant stone turtle, sort of protector and helper of Sultesh, etc. And the officers are sort of looks. Okay. Apparently, they're not legends. Great, lovely. Well, at least its existence is not a legend. Whether it actually was helpful or not, I don't know. And I don't really care right now. Well, no, strike that. Not antagonistic, I'm hoping.
Quite friendly.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that makes things a little easier. It is very large and very looking like it's very made of stone. How does it swim?
Quite well.
I was asking for that, wasn't I? All right.
Awful. Trust me, I'm his roommate.
All right. So, what part of Sultesh are you from, Miss Sito?
Cito is going to answer with the crafts quarter.
Okay. Okay. Great. Probably can't have your friend there set down near there. There's not enough room. Is it too much to ask that does your traveling companion there speak?
Oh yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Bit of an old accent, but still quite serviceable.
Fine. What was its name again?
Oh damn! No, I'm screwing this up.
Atrox.
Atrox. Atrox.
Atrox. All right. Excuse me. Atrox, I believe the name is correct. Yes. Good. He proceeds to get into a bit of discussion with the turtle about what are your, we don't have a lot of good, landing spots for you, as it were. You're very large and possibly very destructive. And while you are clearly not, while you're clearly not hostile, we'd prefer not to have accidental damage done to the city, if at all possible.
There isn't room for you in valet parking.
Atrox sort of. So there's no open area near the Temple of Oceanus, then. The officer sort of wait. There's a big sort of open courtyard area. Looks at Atrox, sort of. You can sort of mentally measuring. Huh.
Like, wait. Hang on.
It's like,
is that why that's there?
Yeah, basically. That's sort of the look sort of going on his face, like, oh, huh. Well, it's a good thing you haven't grown significantly larger then since your last here. I'm not going to ask when that was because I don't think I want the answer. Yes, it's still there. That courtyard area should still be. Do you mind if I send some people ahead to check with the priests to make sure it's okay?
Meanwhile, at the Temple of
I don't
Oceanus.
care. Why would I care? I can stay floating for quite some time. I don't need to land, as it were. But I would like to say hello to the priests at the temple at some point. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Miss Sito, you and your compatriots. You said they are not denizens of Sultesh.
They are traveling companions. We happened upon Aatrox by chance.
That's fine. They're surface dwellers, right?
They're shore walkers, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Has something developed?
No. I'm just trying to think of a way to actually have them move about without drowning. I mean,
they have some apparatus that will last them for the immediate.
good. That's a plus. I guess we could take them to the Oh God, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. What I want to describe this.
Gulag?
No, not the gulag. No, not even remotely.
Take them to the
Embassy?
cannery.
We could take them to the. Honestly, we could just take them to the diplomatic section of the. Diplomatic's not the right term. Crap, I'm trying to remember what the actual term.
The embassy?
Yeah.
There's a term I'm looking for. No, it's not embassy. It's something. Oh God. I'm trying to think of a way
Well, I
to
think I know
phrase.
what you're talking about, and it's also escaping me.
It's sort of similar to what Japan used to call the couple of areas of Japan they allowed foreigners into.
Oh, the foreigners' quarters, like
Yeah.
the foreigners' cemetery, things like
Yeah,
that.
like was it called like a bund or something?
No, that wouldn't be very Japanese.
I probably know this somewhere deep in my head
Yeah, I'm
because I
blanking
have
what that
played
quote is
Shogun
called.
2, but I don't remember.
I mean, it's
So
literally called.
we'll take it to we'll drop them off in the foreigners' quarter for the time being. There's an area there with air that they can operate in.
Consulate?
It's not a consulate. There is a consulate there.
Green zone?
We'll call it the green zone we'll call it the green zone for now. But yeah, I'll think of something. We'll take them to the foreigners' quarter for
As
the time
opposed
being.
to the blue zone everywhere else.
Yes. They'll be able to breathe there. There's some other surface dwellers there. That's where that will probably be the safest. Aatrox, sir, if you wouldn't mind, my squad will direct you over towards the area, and then they can swim down to the swim down themselves, and then we can escort you over to the temple if you'd like. That would be amenable as long as my compatriots are fine with that. Does this foreigners' quarter sound all right to you folk?
Sounds like our best option.
And you just kind of like shrugs, like, yeah, sure.
Very well. Lead on. At which point the officer sort of orders a squad and they sort of swim off. Well, first off, I'll be right back. He reports back to his superior about what's going on. And as Aatrox swims along, you notice that the Marines, there's at least always a few Marines sort of keeping like an eye on things, like we're pretty sure this is fine, but let's not be hasty.
Mm-hmm.
When this officer woke up this morning, his biggest concern was how he was going to make the time to hit the grocery store after his shift was over.
That's going to be harder now.
Well, he's not sure when his shift is going to be over, let's be real.
Like I said, it's going to be harder now.
Anyways, you swim along for a while. You travel along the back of the turtle for a while. And you arrive at you eventually see off the distance what looks like an air bubble underwater, sort of a half dome bubble over what looks like several buildings. Yes, and you are directed to swim down to there if at all possible. Those of you who do not swim well underwater, which might be all of you, will be given some assistance by the Marines.
All the rest of you.
I think Injir probably could swim down.
Injir, Injir has a decent athletics, and like even if he didn't, he moves around
Kalia's
the water.
Kalia's athletics are probably good enough, but she is wearing plate. She is wearing heavy
He's wearing
armor.
a lot of metal. Yeah.
Why are you wearing all that metal, ma'am? Because
She's just
It was
walking on
either
the bottom.
that or have it strapped to my back.
So you Kalia and Glix are given helps down. For low,
I can do it. Flail. Help me! No, I can do it. Flail. Help me!
what are you doing? Why are you letting me drown here? Oh, let me go. Stop babying me. Yeah, that's right. I'm independent. What are you doing? Don't let go.
the Sulteshi Marine is simultaneously amused and exasperated with Glix by the time that she gets you down.
May as well be a glitch at that point.
Yeah.
Because those are funny and exasperating in equal measure.
Anyways, the barrier to getting into the thing is a semi-permeable force field, unsurprisingly. It keeps water out and air in, but other things can move through. There is also some sort of like spell that keeps like, non-sentient animals from wanting to pass through the barrier. Sapient stuff can make up their own damn mind if they want to.
Right.
So, like, if a dolphin decides, I'm going to swim through that barrier, aw, crap. That's the dolphin's problem. Most dolphins are not that stupid.
Every 3 months, though, Jimmy shows up.
I can totally go through the barrier, then get myself back out, no problem. Ah, crap. Dude, why do you keep taking the dares from the orcas? Shut up.
Here we go. There is a antipathy enchantment.
Yes, there is.
There you go.
That is basically what I was thinking of. At any rate, you pass within the barrier, and it is not the most pleasant environment for the most of the group. It's not unpleasant, but it's definitely humid.
Shock of shocks.
Yeah,
It's like just over there is a humidity percentile of 100%.
almost as if. Also, like it's also not.
This is why it's important to keep the air conditioning on, even if you think it's not that warm. Like you got to make sure you suck the moisture out of the air. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. It is not warm either. It is somewhat cool here. So it is cool and kind of damp. Which, Kalia, I'll get to this in a second. You will be amused by the reactions of some of the land dwellers who are here. The majority of the people you see wandering about once you're down here are tieflings. Most of them look a little unhappy about the quote weather, end quote, as it were. They look less unhappy about it than the one or two people who are very obvious from the Caliphate, who will look goddamn miserable, honestly. Like, they are heavily bundled up, like, why is it so fucking cold? Oh, right, underwater. God damn it.
stupid elements.
Honestly, the two people who are very obvious from the Caliphate, while they look miserable about the weather, they also look like they are utterly like enthralled and enchanted, impressed by specifically by the force field. Actually, one of them, you get the impression one of them is very clearly a wizard. She has that air about her that, only she's got that academic air that the quote very best end quote wizards have about them.
Right.
The word they use is best.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They qualify a given ratio on the snootometer.
I always pronounce it snotometer.
But yes, So things you notice when you're sort of while you're
Well,
about
you're
there.
from a different region, so
Okay.
There you go. I did not finish the map I was going to make for this the foreign quarter last night. So that was one of the things I forgot to do last night when I woke up this morning. I'm like, fuck. I realized that I did not do that. But so I will have that for next time, hopefully. Yeah. So you do notice that you can sort of the first building you notice is all right for those. Okay, I'll say this. Sito, you it's very obvious to you. Kalia, it's obvious to you. Ingir and Glix, it's up to you whether it is. But for the two in the party, for the other two, it is very clearly of architectural similarity to. It's basically it is Cardul architecture basically, and at a guess, it's probably the Cardul consulate.
right.
I mean, actually, Sito, it's the Cardul Embassy. Like you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Kalia, you at a guess that is the only building that has whose architecture is like clearly of Cardul origin. At a guess, that's got to be the embassy. Because there's like, honestly, it's like part of you is a little surprised there's an embassy here, but like that's like the only like legitimate. It's like what other reason would Cardul have for building a building in their own style here? It's like Cardul doesn't normally do diplomacy per se, at least not of this sort, not of the actually diplomatic sort, I should say.
Are we just gonna set a base somewhere and not have it look like it's ours? Come on.
About the one time they take over places and don't build their own buildings, and when they conquer it. And yeah, good luck for Cardul conquering Sultesh. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's possible, I guess.
The conquering part, we'll get there eventually. It's really just a matter of getting the decorators to come down here. And,
Like, I'm thinking back to DC Comics where somebody like declared war on Atlantis. It's like, yes, we only control 70% of the Earth's surface.
and infinitely more of its depths than you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Speaking of out of depth,
Well, I will say this. Sultesh has about as much chance of invading and conquering Cardul as Cardul has invading and conquering Sultesh.
Fair enough.
It's like, yeah, the environments are just wrong. Let's just be real. At any rate, so it's like, yeah, it's
there's a whole lot of I don't wanna in both directions.
Yes, I don't want to. Like, yeah. Yeah, basically it's a case of Cardinal's like, yeah, fine, you guys can have the ocean. We don't, like, we give up. There is no us conquer the ocean, at least not now.
We'll figure something out.
So Sito is going to have a realization about just where it is that they've landed. Is going to kind of like think about that for a moment and, conclude, yeah, I probably should have seen that coming actually, and is going to make a point of heading over to Kalia and just kind of like checking up on her. You all right there?
I will make do.
All right. Just checking.
At about this point, you see a pair of who are very, very, very obviously tourists. One's a tiefling, the other is human, who comes sort of walking up to fellow new people, wonderful. It's nice seeing other people who are very clearly. I mean, obviously they say sort of pointing over at Cito, you're from around here, but everyone else, the other three here seem to be very clearly don't seem to be been here very often. It's nice to see other visitors.
Hi.
Hi. What brings you to Sultesh?
Coincidence.
8.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh. So you didn't come to see the sights?
Kind of just a weird conclusion of weird incidents.
Oh. Yeah, we're here on a grand tour. We're going from like continent to continent to continent, but we're first stopping over here in Sultesh.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see you again later.
Oh, okay.
That was half canon because I knew that someone would laugh at it. But genuine response. I'm glad to show my traveling companions the brilliance of our fair city, though I do confess that this was not an expected stop, though not an unwelcome one.
Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, I am Karia. This is the tiefling speaking, and this is my my good friend Marta. We've been traveling together for quite some time. We've been yes. So yeah, we're just sort of we decided that we wanted to go on take an opportunity to go on a grand tour of the continents, as I said, and Marta suggested we come to Sultesh first because it was closest. So.
I'm just imagining like one of them has like dreadlocks and one of them has dreamcatcher earrings.
Not quite, no.
It's just,
I'm more imagining.
oh yeah, we just been, isn't it so nice you get to experience other people's cultures and buy them?
I'm thinking more along the lines of that kid from Hotel Castlevania. Not Hotel Castlevania. Hotel Transylvania.
This is so cool.
Yeah, that one. Just walking around in a soccer jersey and just a big backpack, clearly just hiking it the entire way.
So yeah, Karia is she's a tiefling, and it is. So again, for those of you who are familiar with it, her clothing is definitely of the style of Cardul, although very, very much not of the upper classes, shall we say? She's very clearly sort of she has sort of that sort of merchant family feel about her to some degree or another, like.
So not nobility, but still filthy rich, given what she's doing for a hobby.
Possibly, or well enough off. Possibly.
Yeah, she might have connections to be able to do this kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either that, or she's just taking her. Either that, or she might have just taken her pocket savings and said, me and my friend are getting the fuck out of Cardul.
Yeah.
We're going to see the world while we're doing it because.
You could look at our situation in one of two ways. You could consider us tourists or refugees, and one just seems so much more fun than the other. So,
Marta has Marta does not talk much, from what you can tell. She sort of lurks a little bit behind Karia, and it seems a little. She does not seem to like talking to people, from what you can tell. She has that sort of air of a bit of an introvert about her, shall we say.
I begin to sign.
The one thing I will say, Kalia, the one thing you do note about Marta is the way she's sort of standing, despite that she's sort of like, sort of almost like she's huddling behind like she's sort of hiding behind Karia. She stands like a very skilled swordswoman. And so she sort of has that. Sort of looks like she's got the habit of sort of like everyone who walks by, she's sort of glancing roughly about where someone would keep it, like have a weapon belt or what have you. She's always sort of. So like it's very clear she very quickly spotted where what weapons you're carrying and how you're carrying them and such.
Well, I mean, I don't hide mine. But
no,
yeah.
you don't. But it's not a question of hiding. It's sort of looking. Okay, what are they armed with? What kind of threat are they to me?
Gotcha.
See, here we have the actual Marine have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Be professional. Be polite.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I've got a knife on me. You could see that.
Hey, Glix, what do you got there? A knife!
I mean, yeah, she probably did notice it. But yeah, there's something about her that it's very clear she's a skilled fighter, and also there's something a little sort of disquieting about her that you can't quite put your finger on, Kalia. Actually, you should give me an insight check for that before I say that.
All right, let's see what I got. Oh, my insight's actually one of my better skills.
She's a vampire.
22.
All right, then yes. Oh, and when that popped up, it brought up Cito's persuasion roll from earlier.
Ah. That's how insightful I was. It gave you insight into what had happened.
22. Yeah, there's definitely something a little. It's a little. There's something a bit like you. It feels like she's a little on edge. But like, it's also very clear that she is very she is very clearly. It's you also realize very quickly it's not so much she's hiding behind Karia. It's more that she's in a position to. She's being very protective.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kalia senses something familiar about this and says nothing. So. Okay.
Are you two dating?
That's not what I was going to say, but maybe. I mean, they're definitely not contradictory elements. So
It's Karia and who? What was the other name?
Marta is the human.
Marta. Thank you. Put it in the notes.
Cito does say that. Like, she is asking that question.
What was the question? Sorry.
Are you two dating?
Marta has a look of like, oh, what about her face? And Karia's like, well, yes, but what? Why do you ask?
Aw.
Just had a feeling.
Oh, all right.
Oh, the intimidating one's shy about it.
Yeah, like, see, like, you're having, like, the whole thing with, like, like, the posture and all that, and over and see if she's just going, gay.
I mean, I just kind of assumed they were, given how everything was being described, so...
Kalia just, like, blinks slowly when this happens. Like, all right. Well, that's not what I was thinking about, but all right.
If you ladies like, maybe we can get together for a few games, you know? Just something
Like-
friendly.
These are
Like-
just sighs. Ugh.
Like Kalia and Cito, like measuring the two of them up, and Kalia's got like the Sherlock Holmes monologue going on. So it's a stance of a fighter, indicative presence, watchful eye, searching for any and all signs of danger to protect her companions. Are you guys fucking?
Cito is not crass like that. I used the word I used for a reason.
You guys holding hands?
See, Cito, being an underwater mammal of a certain sort, has what is known as gay sonar.
Yes.
All right. Well, Karia says maybe later. I do like to dabble in games of chance from time to time.
Good.
Marta is glaring lances at Glix at the moment, but also has that air of, oh god, here we go again.
Cito will just kind of like place a hand to her mouth and kind of whisper to the grumpy one. You've got the right of it.
You get a kick in the. You don't have shins. You get a kick in the flank.
What's your strength score?
Not very high, but you'll feel it.
So
Rude.
Also, you're underwater, so it's.
Well, actually, you're not currently underwater.
No, we're not.
Oh,
currently-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the
You're
dome.
not seriously kicking her. It's just like bonk.
Don't interrupt me. I'm trying to hit a mark here. Actually, no, actually, Eric, you can give me an insight check also if you would like. I don't think you're very good at it. If I remember
I'm not
correctly.
very good at it.
I will say that Cito is just kind of like look around and I wonder what that was kind of measure and response.
Yep, no, that's fine.
And if you want me to roll a deception for like just how exactly how good I am.
Oh, sure. If you want to roll a deception roll also,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm more than happy to. Okay, cool.
That was subpar, but
It
not
was.
terrible.
Kalia, would you give me an insight check also?
Okay. I'll do another one.
I have insight too.
Nope.
Nope, never mind. Oh yeah, if you want to roll one, Cito, go right ahead. Anyone who wants to give me an insight check may, if they'd like.
Oh, I'm certain that that our friend here is exactly what she seems to be, and is not herself a hustler.
Cito, Injure, she is doing a very good job of masking a reaction that you have seen on Glix numerous times when he finds a mark.
No.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, I recognize that. I recognize that.
Oh no. Glix doesn't have Cameron around.
Oh no, we found a shark. Because we're underwater.
She has a very faint smile on her face at the moment. Well, if we run into each other later, I'd be happy to play cards with you or something like that. In the meantime, so you see Marta start tugging on her sleeve. Yeah, we have places we have to be. A lovely meeting you all, and I hope to see you all again soon. Enjoy your stay. And they go wandering off.
be seeing you.
We'll see you in the next town we reach.
Or while we're still here, who knows? Like,
Look, either they're plot important or they're just going to be recurring friends.
All right. I take it you guys are going to at least find somewhere to stay for the night. I'm guessing, right?
yes. First order of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There is, in fact, a tavern / inn.
So if... Are we talking about within the dome area?
Well, that'd probably be for the best for the rest of the party.
That's what I'm clarifying here, because I'm fairly confident that Cito could find something outside the dome very easily.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about for the rest of the party. Not,
Our mattresses are just drifting all around the room.
wee.
It's like that.
Excuse me, we understand bolting.
Or it's like that one Bugs Bunny cartoon where he gets flooded out of his bed.
At any rate, you do find that.
Well, incidentally, I do have the barred background thing. You always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern, possibly at a circus. So it's like, yeah, I can just find an inn of suitable accommodation and be me.
Yep, absolutely. There is an inn here. I know what I want to call it, but it's not. It is too. It is a. My instinctive name for it is unfortunately too real world. What I want to name it is the Davy Jones, but that's a little too.
Yeah.
A little too on the nose. So the tavern is called the Sunken Sea Captain. Nah, that's not good. I don't like it either.
The seabed.
Sunken treasure.
Yeah, sure. The
Lion
Sunken
Captain.
Treasure. I like that. Yeah. The Sunken Treasure is the inn you find. It is a tavern run by merfolk. And it's got a fairly, you see, it's not have a huge, there aren't a ton of people here because they're reasonable. Most people here seem like they are not like, you get the impression that most people here are regulars and probably are sort of, they basically live down here in like are either work in the trade quarter of this place or are are one of the embassies there, Sito is aware there's more than just the Cardinal Embassy.
Mm-hmm.
There is a small embassy from the Caliphate. There is a small embassy from the Shattered Kingdoms. All the major kingdoms have at least a small embassy here. The biggest one is by and far Cardul.
Well, yeah, they're the closest.
There's not an embassy from the Mages Island, which I forgot the name of off the top of my head, but a branch of their bank is here.
Well, yeah.
The Academy?
It's a bank. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Well, yes. As a matter of basically the bank is effectively the Mage Academy's embassy for the Mage Academy's embassy. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, they've got an ATM here, an aquatic teller machine.
Ching.
All right, so you're able to you arrange getting a room is really not hard actually because they don't have a lot of people staying here. So they got plenty of rooms. That's not a problem, and there's plenty of room to get a table for the table to eat and such.
I imagine it's not going to be difficult to set up as performance.
Oh, they are more than happy to
traveled merfolk.
Yes. They are more than happy to have you perform for whatever however you want to deal with lodging and such. If you want to stay here with the party or if you want to go elsewhere, that's fine. But
she's mostly hooking them up. She actually is probably going to head over to her own place.
That is fair. All right. They're willing to put people up for the night. Sure. Whenever you want. Basically, they're willing to put the party up for the night whenever for any given evening you're willing to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, they don't have a lot of lodging, so they have no problem with the occupancy at the moment. So sure, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if be real, there's only 3 land dwellers down here, and like 2 of them are very, very small. So it's probably just a double bed somewhere.
At any rate, so it is actually evening time at this point. So food is served, etc. And it's things just sort of proceed apace.
All right.
If nothing is going to occupy the attentions of the group, as soon as the performance is settled, Cito is going to excuse herself and is going to head to the crafts quarter.
Okay.
Once we're settled in, I'm gonna wander around the foreigners' quarter. I assume there's like a bazaar or something.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to get my ear to the ground, see what the gossip and whatnot is.
Sure.
I also assume that there is some kind of criminal enterprise going on that I should be able to inundate myself with. That's part of my background.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Let me think.
Would a criminal empire in an undersea city be a sunk cost fallacy?
I'm not sure it'd be a fallacy.
Or at least the assumption thereof.
Nah, but I bet they really get into some really murky business.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
To sleep with the fishes here means something completely different.
How do they deal with their enemies? Do they tie styrofoam to their feet?
Sleep with the gulls tonight.
Sleep with the gulls. That's good, Eric.
As I've already established, that spell that the merfolk have that can make people rise up would basically make them rise up at like 60 miles per hour. So yeah, you can just cast it on somebody. They're gonna go shoot up to the surface at a very high speed.
Sleep with the gulls tonight.
That's actually kind of terrifying.
Kalia is
I mean, it's about the same as sleeping with what the implication of sleeping with a fish.
similar to.
Sorry, go ahead, Kalia.
Yeah. Similar to Glix, Kalia is going to try and do her usual thing and see if she can make her services available as a priest of Mortis.
Okay.
Or a paladin of Mortis, I should say.
Yes. All right.
And let's see. My lag is spiking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
The threat with the sleep with the gulls is you're theirs, because they say mine, and it's true.
Engineer's probably gonna stick with Kalia being the person who's most likely to get into trouble she can't handle down here.
All right. Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if Glix gets in trouble, Glix is gonna get away.
Okay, fair enough.
But if Kalia gets in trouble, it's gonna be an incident. So, Engineer's
all right. So,
be cool about this.
Glix.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what sort of role I want you to give me. Sorry, I just got a message I need to check here. And all right, so at any rate, so yeah, yeah, so Glix, right? I need a roll of some sort from you. That's why I need to double check. What skills do you have that you're good at that are sort of that you think might be appropriate for this?
Deception, sleight of hand, stealth. I could also see persuasion being useful.
All right, give me a persuasion roll first.
Yeah, not very good at all.
11. All right. All right. Now give me a deception roll after that.
I'm not rolling well at all. I've not rolled over 10 at all.
No, that's unfortunate. All right. So
you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
All right. That's fine.
Because I'm annoyed.
All right.
Okay. I'm metaphorically throwing this dice into the dice jail.
Yeah. All right. So, well, fortunately, you're modifying. That's good. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, the persuasion roll is trying to sort of see if you wheedle out information, and the deception is to, in case you flub it with the person, to make it look like you very clearly weren't you weren't asking the wrong things from the wrong people. But you are able to pick out that there is rumor. What you have heard is there's not like there's definitely a sort of a bit of a sort of a criminal underground here, but not like a major one.
Right.
Like most because it's largely due to the fact there's a large there is one, but like it's not like they don't generally screw with the wrong people, as it were, because if you screw with most people who are here are either diplomatic staff or work for the Mage's Bank.
And no one ever participates in any kind of vice, not people in that kind of position.
Yeah, diplomats totally don't smuggle out drugs to sell them illegally in countries. North Korea.
Yes, but I'm talking about more like they don't target them for protection schemes and such.
Right.
Or you're like, we're going to rob the embassy. That seems like a terrible idea. The return on that is terrible. Why would you do that? So
I'm just more assuming that there's going to be some sort of vice or black market going on.
There is, but nothing particular, nothing of real interest.
Okay.
The one thing you do pick up is apparently this is sort of one of the sort of underground rumors that's going on. Is there's been a lot of over the past couple of months. There've been a lot of sort of business, like a lot of like governmental offices and like places like where like, you know, governmental functionaries and so and sort of, you know, minor nobles and such from Cardul in the very like sort of all over the northern continent have like up sort of moving like down to the coastal towns recently. They've been hit by a string of like, you know, a string of robberies actually. So there's a lot of like Cardul sort of, you know, minor nobles and governmental functionaries who've been burgled over the past few months, and the embassy here is a little. They're fairly confident that they're nothing will happen, but like they're like they've received official word to keep an eye out. Basically, is the what you're hearing.
Okay.
The other thing you're hearing is that the ambassador here is not particularly popular here in Sultesh. He is a minor noble from Cardul proper. He is a very unimportant member of a fairly important family.
Gotcha. Just enough privilege to be a real prick about it, but not actually be able to use it that much. Gotcha.
Lord Galtras.
That is the Cardul ambassador?
Yep. To Sultesh, yes. He is, from what you pick up, Glix, a colossal prick.
Right.
And boy howdy, yeah, he's got vices. Like, the underground makes money off him, but like they're like, yeah, we make money off him. We don't like dealing with him, but like his money's good. He's an asshole though. We oof.
I mean, if he's enough of an asshole, they'd rather him not be around despite him being profitable. That's saying a lot.
They'd see, boy, we would prefer someone who we made less money on, but we hated less. Yes,
that says a lot about how much of an asshole this guy is.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'm sure we'll never run into someone like that.
Oh no, that would never happen. Yeah, that's sort of what you're picking up on the streets. Like you're able to like you get the impression that like. It is also very clear there are things there are vices you'd like to indulge that the underworld here is not willing to provide.
One of those guys.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. They're not willing to tell you. You're not picking up exactly what those vices are, but
well, discretion is part of
list.
Yeah. Discretion is part of any service.
Yes.
So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, they're like, nope, fuck this guy. We'll sell him if he wants to buy these drugs, sure, we'll sell them to him. But boy howdy, we hope Cardul replaces this asshole. Like, you get the impression from what you're hearing is that Sultesh is not particularly happy about being assigned to this guy as the ambassador either.
Right.
But it's like, there's not a lot they can do about it. He has not broken any laws or anything like that, at least not overtly.
Combination of at-home politics and minor insult to someone they don't like in Sultesh. Gotcha.
Pretty much, actually, yeah. Honestly, I will say this: like, from everything you've heard about Cardul, Eric, the fact they assigned someone they knew that Sultesh would hate as the ambassador makes complete sense.
Yeah. Oh, we can't just conquer you? Fine. Go deal with this prick.
Yeah, basically. wait, we can get this prick out of Cardul and inflict him on someone we don't like. That sounds like a win-win.
And the family will be happy with us because it is a posting of relative prestige to someone who isn't going to make it anywhere, and it gets his friggin' aunt off my back. Great.
Yep, you got it almost exactly, Eric.
It's the uncle instead.
Family member. I hadn't decided on a family member, but it's yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what you're hearing, Eric.
Okay.
Kalia, you don't have to make as many rolls. Give me a religion check, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Should Engineer make his...
Sure, if you'd like to, also whatever you're up to. All right.
Only a 9.
Engineer's got
Not
an
great.
11.
Yeah, not great rolls for us, but I mean, at least we're not trying to, find underground stuff.
Right.
We're just like,
All right, Kalia. The interesting thing of note is this is one of the few times you've in sort of a major metropolitan area that you've been around, you have not been able to find a Temple of Mortis anywhere.
that makes sense.
Like
Kind of
that's
hard for us to get down here. So
yeah, it's like yeah, it makes sense. It's just like one of those. It's a major. This is very clearly a major metropolitan. Like Sultesh is a big city, like really fucking big. It's a country. It's both. It's the capital city and it's like you guys like maybe there's a Temple of Mortis out in like the watery areas, but like in here, no. The only there's exactly one major sort of religious institution here, and it is a temple to Integra. I think. Hang on, let me double check my notes on this. No, not Integra. My bad. Wrong. Sorry. No. The unnamed king, the nameless king.
Oh, okay. And what do we call him?
Or the bringer of light, the victorious sun, the Lord of the Dawn.
Yeah, but I mean, like, can I call him Fred? Like,
You can call him Fred. You don't follow him. I'm not sure his followers would appreciate it.
all right. So,
I'll just call him Hey You.
I mean, they would probably be happier with that than with Fred.
In the honor of Razor Ramon. Hey, you.
Hey, yo. But yeah, that's the that's the only major religious institution in the Foreigners' Quarter. It is unsurprisingly right next door to the Cardinal Embassy.
All right. Well, would they be okay if I did my thing here?
Yeah, sure. You're
all right.
The nameless king respects Mortis.
I mean, I think there's only really one that doesn't. So
yeah, basically. Yeah, like like
everyone else is
like
everyone. All things have to die eventually. It's very important. And then there's like, no, they don't. Fuck you. All right.
But yeah, it is, if you go in, it is distressingly an ostentatious cathedral, basically. You think like the really ostentatious Catholic cathedrals of old.
Yeah. Like lots of gold in places it doesn't need to be.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're talking full 40K here.
We're
Citadel in space.
not quite that bad. But we are talking like, Medici era Roman Catholic temple.
We're going like full Eastern Orthodox obfuscation. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more, as I said, more Medici stuff, more Medici style, but,
Right.
But still, yeah,
Massive ornate paintings
Yes.
/ just painted on the walls in ways that are, if you look closely, kind of low-key racist, but still pay attention to that.
Oh yeah, there's some extremely expensive looking artwork here.
So down here, Jesus is a fish person. Interesting.
That explains how he fed everyone.
The Last Supper.
All right.
That's
Well,
why he called it his flesh.
I can only do it once.
It's like that's why he called it his flesh.
Drink this is my blood.
That puts a very different spin.
All right. So, yeah, I will see about going to see if there is anyone who requires counseling.
All right.
last
Well,
rites,
when you arrive, you are they quickly spot Paladin Mortis. What brings you here? So basically, there's a minor function. Sister, what brings you here?
My companions and I will be in the area for the time being, and I make it a point whenever I arrive in a new area to see if I can provide my services to anyone in the area.
Ah, I see. Well, if I'm not personally aware of anyone who's in need of a priest of Mortis at the moment, but I suppose we can. We'll ask the deacon and see if he knows. Come with me. As you lead him to as you are led to the deacon's office, walking out of the deacon's office is a tiefling wearing very very expensive looking ostentatious priest's robes of the Nameless King, down to the very ornate blank porcelain mask that the highest clergy tend to wear. As he walks out of the office, he turns with that very sort of unsettling sort of blank stare that the mask gives him, and sort of looks at you, nods, bows very slightly, and then walks on. Very clearly the head priest here. But there's just something a little unsettling about him. Just like, and you get the impression that that's sort of the whole point of the masks.
Right. Making them appear not to be the same type of person, or even like a person at all.
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's sort of like, it's sort of to...
The divestment of identity.
Yes, that is exactly it. They are priests of the Nameless King. That is
They are the nameless piece of the Nameless King.
Basically, I mean, yes, but no. It's weird and very, very, very. It is both fascinating. It is both complicated and bullshit.
You're saying we're in a church, yes?
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it. I'm glad someone did.
Anyways, you're shown into the office where you see a very harried-looking tiefling wearing much simpler-looking priest robes. Sort of looks up. Follower Mortis. You're visiting? You're looking for people. I'm guessing you're looking for anybody. If there's anybody who needs your assistance.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. It's been a while since a follower Mortis has been here, and but the last one asked something similar, so it's stuck in the mind. Actually, I think there is a. He shuffles. He says, "I think there is." Hang on. Yes, actually, there is the family of one of the adjutants of the ambassador, one of his assistants. Very hardworking, very underappreciated individual, unfortunately. But that's neither here nor there. His mother is unwell and might be in need of your services. I can give you their address if you'd like.
Yes.
Very well. All right. He gets a note, paper, and scribbles down, hands to you. They are the ones I can think of off the top of my head that might need it sooner rather than later. From what I understand, she is she's very ill, and so your timing is good? Fortuitous, I guess? I don't know how to phrase that. At any rate, I'm glad that you were here for them.
I suppose that there is There is usually a reason for all things. All right.
I would normally ask you if you'd like to stay for a cup of tea or something like that, but I have a lot of work I have to do. Bunch of stuff was just dropped off of me by the head priest. I've got to get to work on that, unfortunately. Prep work for a big ceremony coming up soon,
I see.
which I knew was coming, but
I'm gonna have engineer do a. I think perception would be the best one.
okay.
Insight.
Okay.
Do an insight roll. See if he can get some kind of idea of just if this seems like a normal kind of stress kind of thing, or if this is like
this very much okay. You rolled a 16 on your insight check. Yeah, this seems like it's the deacon's sort of like it is higher on the scale of the amount of work he has to do than he normally does, but this is his life.
okay. So this is just seems like normal stuff. Okay.
It's like, oh god, I say, oh right, the big festival's coming up next week. Oh my god. Oh, I have
There's
to
a
do
giant turtle sticking up where we put the fish fry.
Actually, at this point, in fact, a merfolk, a priestess of the a priest of some sort, priestess of some sort of the Oceanus, who's a merfolk, sort of pokes their head in and says, Deacon, if you've got a moment, we've got a very large visitor at the Temple of Oceanus that we should probably let you know about. He sort of closes his eyes, pinches the bridge of his nose. What?
Injur's just like, sorry.
Do not worry. He is friendly and very cooperative.
What?
His name's Aatrox. Address him as Aatrox the Mighty or Aatrox the Wise.
So the priest of Oceanus. Oh yes, you're aware of him then. Oh, you must have been the ones who came in with him.
You can say that.
Yes, he is very large, and you see the deacon's pictures as Aatrox the Wise, the giant stone turtle of legend.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those days.
Engineer just kind of like hops up onto the desk real quick and just pats him on the shoulder. It's like, just imagine how I felt.
What?
I think my response would have been, on the positive, this will probably cause delays, giving you more time.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Are there any local ceremonies that are going to be observed about Aatrox being in town? Aatrox visiting? And the priest is, I think so, but we'll have to find them. We have not seen Aatrox in centuries. Oh, good. That's going to be an entire fete, isn't it? Oh. Right.
So he mentioned like a big ceremony that he's getting ready for. Is it just seem like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like the 5th winter solstice or something like that, or is it like no, there's like something big that we've. It
is an important festival for the followers of the Nameless King, but it's not like
okay,
like some huge deal. It's just like yes, it's a yearly festival that happens.
Gotcha.
It's just a case of the 23rd of whatever month has shown up is already here. God damn it! Where does time fucking fly? How does time fucking fly like that?
Right.
It's like
I would make a comparison to something in Christian, teachings, but I was not raised in them, so I only know like the actually big ones. So I can't make a proper comparison to that.
Yeah,
it is still technically Lent.
It's time for our church's usual summer vacation.
It's sort of roughly equivalent of like it's a big holiday, but a big thing, but it's a yearly big thing. So
Right. Okay. It's like Passover or something.
Passover or
E3.
Easter or like one of the big one.
E3.
Sure, why not?
That's the closest thing I have to such a thing of scale as a non-religious person.
Oh, man. All right. No, I was curious in case you were alluding to something that I would have to keep in mind, but
No, it's not really. It's just a case of big festival coming up.
All right. Well, I think that I'm content then with leaving the deacon to his very busy schedule, and yeah, I'll go talk to this dying noble. It's a relative of the noble, basically.
No, it's a relative of a functionary.
One of their servants.
Of a functionary of the noble. Okay.
Yeah, it is not the nobles. It is not one of the. This person is not a member of the noble family.
Okay.
She is the mother of someone who works at the embassy.
Gotcha. All right.
Away we go.
All right. You arrive. You are met at the door by a middle-aged tiefling woman who looks at. Yeah. You are a.
With my very obvious religious symbols
Yes.
and
She recognized. Yes. Please come in.
Doesn't even say anything.
thank you.
I like how you didn't even say hello or identify yourself. She just looks at the symbol and just says, "Come in." And it's like, I'm glad Glix isn't with you right now because I think Glix would get an idea from that.
All I gotta do is wear this religious pendant that's got a skull on it, and people let me go anywhere.
All right then.
Honestly, she's probably more surprised that Ingir's there than the
Honestly,
6 foot.
she's like, she does sort of look at you like, well, what? Are you also a follower of Mortis?
Ingir just kind of shakes his head. Just helping out a friend.
Oh, well,
I can wait outside.
if you could wait here, sister, if you would care to follow me, my husband's mother is in her room, and I think she would like to speak with you, yes.
All right. And Kalia will nod and will follow where she leads. Then
Yep. She leads you to the old woman's bedroom. She is lying as comfortably as she can in bed. She's got a fair bit of spunk still, but she's not. She's very unwell. It's very clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like she's got a bit of a. Okay, this is not what I'm. She's got a bit of a devilish look in her eyes, but not
Gotcha.
like in the sort of impish really more.
This isn't The Exorcist. She's just a spicy type.
Yeah,
I mean, if her head starts turning around, it'll still be a good thing that I'm here.
Fair.
Just for,
No. I mean, she is a tiefling, and she's got an impish look in her eyes, but that's not what I mean.
Okay. Oh, okay.
She's just one of those really spunky, feisty old ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just wishes that she had more energy to.
oh
prank
yes,
She's a 5 foot Italian grandmother that you would find terrifying if she was in her prime.
Priest of Mortis here, huh?
people. Yes.
Well, it is about that time. I hate to say it. Had a good run. Please have a seat, dearie. Please.
Kalia will take a seat by the bed. I am Kalia. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Agatha. It is a pleasure to meet you as well, Kalia. I have not had much chance to speak with a disciple of Mortis.
I've gotten that impression from my short time here. There do not seem to be many of my creed in this area.
No, they're not. Most of our needs are seen to, in theory, by the church. They do their best for those who are passing on, obviously. But In the old days, your brethren were more common in back home, as it were. But
things do change.
Oh,
with
sure.
time.
The unnamed king's church has taken on large importance back in Kardul, and I can understand why. But for those of us, there are many of us who definitely do appreciate the assistance at this time from your brethren, as it were. So, I am not too aware on what exactly how this works because,
Yes. Few people are.
I would imagine not. I mean, hell, out of curiosity, dear, you ever had to take someone through this twice?
Sometimes I do have to visit the same person a number of times. It depends on where they are and how long they stay in that place.
I see.
And there are the cases where people do make what could be called miraculous recoveries.
That is true. Yeah, no, I'm not, that's likely not to happen for me.
Kalia will get her something to
She gestures to a cup on her bedside table.
help her.
It smells
drink
very
from it.
potently of some sort of bitter medicine.
Yeah. Kalia will help her to drink from it.
Thank you, dearie.
While that's going on, just get a little information.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna do a medicine check.
Sure.
See if Inshir can. Oh yeah.
A 21. Yeah, I personally, you recognize the symptoms. It is a lung infection of some sort.
Right. Ain't no curing that.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Inshir's just like very solemn. It's like, yeah. He recognizes what's going on. It's just
Like,
doesn't
cure
interrupt.
disease only goes so far.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get rid of the disease that's in there now, but you're not going to repair the lung. So.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's you end up having a interestingly enough, is there anything, I'll put it this way, she is more than happy to talk about pretty much whatever. So if there's anything you want to ask her, anything you want to chat with her about, that's fine. I'm not sure how to handle this myself.
No, it's a different kind of thing.
Right. So, but yeah, she's actually seems to be more. She is one of the easier people you had to work with in her situation. I'll put it that way.
Right. I was definitely getting the impression that like Kalia's services are appreciated, but not super necessary given her standpoints.
Yep. She's like, yeah, you got the impression she's like, yeah, I've had a good run.
Mm-hmm. And Kalia's definitely, dealt with those kinds of cases before, but she knows like, no, I mean, people still appreciate company in this kind of time, even if they put on a good front like that. So, if it's a case of like, they don't really need it, it's still good to let them know that they have it.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah. The one thing you do pick up from her is her utter and complete disdain for her son's boss.
Kalia likes Akita. Yeah.
She's like, I remember way back in the day. That's a lie. I was gonna say the nobility in Kardul was less terrible, but they've always been assholes. At least in my time, but they were less overt about it. At least they knew how to. I don't know. I've been around a long time, and I've heard the tales of Kardul's always been aggressive, shall we say? But they, at one point, used to actually try to, like, actually, like, the lip service about, like, trying to integrate the people they conquered and make them fully members of Cardinal society and actual full citizens. That, from everything I understand, it used to not be bullshit. But that was God, that was before I was born. Like, I thinking about it now, like, while there was lip service towards it, and while it is technically true, anybody can become a citizen of Cardul if they got the dosh for it.
And the willingness.
Oh, well, that too, obviously. Makes it much easier to operate as a business person in Cardul, I'll say that. But
how do you feel about your son working for him? Not about his who he works for, but the fact that he is working for him.
Well, I'd be happier. I wouldn't be lying. My son's very good at actually what he does. I just wish he was working for a less terrible person. But I understand why he took the job he did. He's got a particular skill set, and he's very good at it, and it lets him, keep food on his family plate, roof over their head. Made sure help make sure I was able to get the medicine I needed when I was when I took ill, and all that stuff, but I'd be much. I will say, when the time comes for Mortis to come a visit in the ambassador, it'd be a better day for a lot of people around here. That's all I'm going to say. And I will say my son does a decent job at sort of, keeping the ambassador from making egregious political gaffes. I swear, there are times the ambassador seems set on trying to set Cardul and Sultesh at political odds. But, my son's managed to keep him in check.
Very rarely do those at the top understand that their actions have consequences for those beneath them. And even those that do rarely care.
Oh, you're telling me. But yeah, no, So he's been able to limit damage to some degree, I guess, but told him a few times if he can find something else that suits his skill set, he should look for it. Or at least, I don't know.
Do you worry for him?
Oh, I'm his mother. Of course I do.
Do you worry for him because of the position he is in?
To some degree, yeah, sure. But at the same time, I think he can handle it. I think he could make for a real change at some point, maybe. Maybe, just maybe he can. God. Well, we can only hope for a replacement for the ambassador at some point. But if that happens, my son will be in a position to actually do some good. I don't know.
It sounds like you understand that your loved ones will be secure.
As secure as anyone can be, sure. Nothing's for certain. That's one of the things I've learned. All right. I'm going to lie back for a bit.
Yes. Thank you for speaking with me, Agatha.
I appreciate speaking with you too, Kalia. It was nice. And with that, she sort of lies back and drifts off. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have much else prepped on that sort of thing.
Yeah, Kalia is going to very quietly get ready to leave. As she turns to go, Injir might see there's kind of a very dark look about her. But that's about it.
You
All
didn't
right.
say anything because they're inside the house. So,
Yes. Well, once you guys leave, you're welcome to. Yeah.
Yeah. We can unpack that if you want.
If you want, if you guys want to, I think there's more stuff that happened. If you guys, there's stuff you guys want to do in character between each other, knock it out of the park. Go for it.
yeah. So as they're walking back, you're just kind of like something on your mind.
I wish there were more people like her in the world.
Ones that were ready on their own.
No. It doesn't honestly matter that much if someone is ready or is not. It's important to make them see things that way, if it's possible. But I feel that if there were more people like her, there would be less call for people like me.
Jir just kind of thinks for a moment, and his response is basically, it's very natural for people to be afraid of the unknown, of things they can't be sure of. Sometimes they just need a little reassurance that things are working out like they're supposed to. Or if they're not, but at least somebody cares.
Kalia is going to smile and look at him, and her smile turns dark, and she says, "That's not really what I was talking about, I'm afraid. You don't need people to bring others to justice if there's already justice in the world."
And Jir just kind of nods. He's like, yeah, that's true. I think that kind of works for that scene.
Or is there anything else you guys want to do in character before I roll to the actual event that's going to be happening?
What's Cito up to?
Well, I mean, she's been performing, and then she's going to go home, I think.
Yeah.
And
I may not have clarified as much of that. She doesn't have her own residence, like she lived with her ma. So
Right? Yeah, you know, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
okay, all right. As long as we're on the same page about that.
No, I assumed that you were going to go back to go visit your family, and I thought it was your mother, if I remembered correctly, but I wasn't sure.
Yes. Strictly speaking, both of them, but odds are father not around.
Yeah, he's off doing doing his job.
making things,
Not
raising
exactly.
things.
Raising things, yes.
Yep.
All right. I want to.
Not just the making things.
Yes. So, unless there's anything else, the next big thing that happens is late at night, which Cito will not be able to hear anything until the next morning. But late at night in the Foreign Quarter, the one thing you are all aware of is that those of you, who do not sleep through loud, who can't sleep, who are easily awoken, are woken by what sounds like large amounts of hubbub and bubbub and like stuff going on up in the sort of diplomatic quarter of town.
Oh dear. All right.
Something's happening up there.
I imagine that Kali is usually not a very heavy sleeper, so
Yep.
yeah.
So you might be woken up and hearing that. You're not sure what's going on. I don't know about Eric or Injir. That's up to you guys.
I think Glix is probably awake. I mean,
Yeah, they're
it's a new
probably
town
all.
Yeah, it's a new town blight with new opportunities. So
Well, then you are all aware of the hubbub and bubbub going somewhere up in the diplomatic quarter of town. You can. Sorry, it sounds like something from that general direction, I should say. And it's not right next to the inn.
Injir just goes with our luck. A fire broke out underwater.
Maybe the ambassador finally found something to provide him with what he's looking for.
Injir just looks out the window. That would explain the angry mob.
Certainly, either way, I'd say that this is a good excuse to visit.
So you guys want to head up in that general direction?
Yeah, let's have a.
Oh yeah, Kali's buckling her armor back on.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. You guys head out that way, and there are people who definitely were there sort of rubbernecking. There is a line of... So what you notice is two things. There's very clearly something happening at the Cardinal Embassy. You can tell this by two things. One, the ring of guards who are basically keeping people away from the Cardinal Embassy, and also therefore the church because it's right next to it. And two, the fact that one of the upper floors is on fire.
Speak of the devil.
That is being currently worked on. They are actually in the process of putting the fire out.
Okay, open up the dome just a little bit.
Kinda, but not really.
Pretty much.
They can't really open the dome per se.
Nah. I mean, I guess you could like make it so that it rains for a bit or something. But
I was going to say, like, you just get like a piece of PVC and stick it through the top of the dome and let it just pour like a spigot.
No, but careful usage of create water spells.
Pretty much.
The fire is eventually put out. Like, yeah, the Sultesh are like, oh god, what fires? God damn it. Well, we know how to deal with them. We just don't normally have to.
We're actually pretty good at it, but
Yeah.
we're a little inclined.
But yes, that is what you notice.
I actually thought of it's a fire. What do we know about fire? Oh my god! Wait. Oh wait, this is really easy. Wait, how do we do that again? Oh god!
Like, I don't remember what the manual says, but I know I can do this.
I mean, there's probably a little bit. There probably is a little bit of feeling a little bit less pressed to do something about it. It's like, yeah, it's a fire. I mean, yeah, those don't happen down here. So how is it such a big deal? Oh, it's a bigger deal for you. Oh, okay. We should put that out. We should put the fire. Just let it burn itself out. We should actually put. Okay.
right, your buildings will actually catch. Okay.
I mean, strictly speaking, like the biggest concern here isn't even the fire. It's when the smoke hits the water, it's going to turn it into sulfuric acid.
And also, it'll take up the oxygen that's in the dome. And
Yeah.
At any rate, the fire is dealt with fairly reasonably.
Well, while the panic is going on,
Okay.
Kalia is going to be poking around and seeing if she can find out see if there's anyone that's looking kind of shady, like they might be the arsonist or something like that.
If you want to give me an insight roll, you may do so. Anyone can give me a roll of what you think would be appropriate for what you want to do here. If there's anything you want to find out.
Insight's probably my best bet because I don't think I can intimidate this out of the crowd. So
You could try.
just shake people and be like, "Are you the one who said it? Are you the one who said it?"
Like, yeah, there are ways to use intimidate. It's just not subtle, and
it takes longer.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try to sneak in while all the.
All right, then give me a sneak roll of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't do that, so you knock yourself out.
All right, so Kalia and Injir, neither of you spot anybody being particularly furtive or sneaky or like obviously hiding guilt. What you are able to, the two of you are able to pick up some stuff. Glix, Glix is like the wind. Woof. You are through the guards' sort of, protections and are skulking about.
Excellent.
So Kalia and Injir, you're hearing a lot of wildly varying rumors about what's been happening. Like somebody set fire to the embassy. Someone murdered the ambassador. somebody stole the ambassador's stuff and set a fire to cover their escape. It's like a whole bunch of different theories and such.
At this point, Injir just kind of face palms. Is like, did Glix just go into the scene of the crime?
Yes, in order to commit further crimes.
It was for a good reason. Come on.
This is going to go very badly.
I was just thinking this is going to go very badly if he's in fact dead.
All right, so Glix, you sneak in. Where are you going?
Why would anyone think that you're the murderer? You just carry a giant knife everywhere you go.
It is invisible, and again, I am unarmed at the moment. I want to make that clear.
That's fair.
I left it.
So are you going to go into the embassy and poke around?
I mean, that was the plan. Actually,
all right, you rolled well enough for your stealth. You were able to do so for the time being, at least. All right, so you do in fact poke around a bit. There are definitely plenty of small knickknacks here that look pretty valuable. You can lay your hands on if you'd like.
I'm actually going to avoid actual larceny for the moment.
I'm shocked, but that's smart.
Let's pick up this solid metal candlestick that was just in a room full of fire. Ow, my hands!
Well, you're not on the floor yet where the fire was.
I do want to see what happened with the fire. I want to go up
All
there.
right, so you head up there. I'm not going to make you roll another stealth check yet, so your
Okay.
check for now is good enough. You're able to get close enough that you're able to. You realize very quickly that the floor in which the fire took place is in fact the floor in which the bedrooms are.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that the blackened, burned door looks like it was a very important door.
Hmm.
It is big. The wood looks like the wood's burned, but it's not like completely gone. And there are definitely some people who look like they're very important like members of the city watch. They're like higher ups from the watch here. Like there's a dude here. There's a member of the watch here who's wearing. There are two people here who look like they're important members of the watch. One, whom is wearing the very fancy sort of filigreed stuff and uniform and such. The other has that air of, dear God, this guy's obviously used to being in charge, but is wearing much more practical, frumpled clothing.
Oh God, we have the Sam Vimes. Gotcha.
Kinda, yeah. So, along those lines, to some degree. You were able to overhear them talking about, like, are we sure it's him? It's hard to tell. The body's been burnt pretty frickin' badly. So how? And according to the doc, he was dead before the fire started. Well, how are they sure? Well, there's a giant sword that has been shoved. There's a giant knife that's been shoved directly into his heart. That is kind of fused with the burnt skin. So, at a guess. Can't say I'm sad that the fucker's dead, but this is going to be problematic. You're telling me. Well, we're gonna have to figure out who the fuck did this, because it's going to be this could cause an incident if we're not careful. Yep.
This is the dumbest assassination ever. I'm not saying that out loud.
I figured you weren't. You were thinking it, though.
Yes.
All right, what are you doing now, Injure?
Injure?
Not Injure,
Injuring.
Glix, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, Injuring.
I was
you're
just
in.
looking
Okay.
directly. I just happened to look up and saw Injure's name on my screen, like in my eye line.
Okay. Is there an adjoining room that I can slip into?
So, if you give me another stealth check, sure.
Boop.
Yeah, sure. You were able to slip into the adjoining room without being noticed. It is currently unoccupied.
Okay. I will stuff my hat, because I just realized I need to say this. Stuff my hat into the backpack and pull up the hood.
Okay.
So I am instead simply a small hooded figure, instead of fucking Glix Shivshank, that guy who just showed up.
Right. Fair enough. You're just some random gobbo, not the guy with the gaudy red hat.
Exactly. not even necessarily a gobbo, because I got the hood up, I got my ears tucked in.
Sure.
Pull the collar up over my nose.
That's the shortest orc I've ever seen.
I'm now thinking of the Samurai Jack wanted poster with the line, "Sometimes wears a hat."
Has the crowd dispersed outside? Is anyone watching outside?
The crowd is dispersed a little bit, but there's still a fair number of people sort of, rubbernecking, but it's not like there's a huge panic. It's more a case of nobody's telling us what's...
want to. Okay. My plan was to go around through the windows, but
It's possible you might be able to do it. They're not really staring, the lighting's not great, so
right.
You might be able to do that if you want.
Are you trying to get out, or are you just...
No, he's trying to sneak into the room.
I'm trying to look inside the room without attracting the guards, and then seeing, that way I can report to people who are actually good at forensics as opposed to just me.
So if you would like to, Eric, you can give me another stealth check to try. You think that you're high enough up and your clothing is appropriately colored enough, and there's bad enough lighting that you could probably sneak in without being noticed.
All right.
Oh yeah, 25. Yeah.
Yep. Sneak.
Also, you should probably give me an acrobatics roll.
Acrobatics.
Or acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
Acrobatics.
I figured. Good. That's actually plenty good enough. You didn't need to roll a 5. It's not like it's super hard.
Okay.
Given your size, it's actually much easier for you than it would be for someone who's medium sized.
There's a moment where you kind of have to stop and re-get your balance, but it's
yeah, exactly. You lose your footing. You start losing your footing briefly, but your feet are tiny, and the ledge would be losing your footing like this would be a problem if you had bigger feet than you do,
right?
And weighed more than you did.
More, yeah.
It's wow. So this is one of those times. Yep. This is an infiltration that someone a human size would have real trouble with, or even dwarf size. God, a dwarf would be miserable at this. Yeah, losers.
Their beard would get in the way, constantly tripping over it.
Anyways, you sneak your way into the room. There is a decided smell in the room.
Pork chop.
Basically. But it's not that pleasant because it's, there's, it definitely got cooked. It definitely burned.
Right.
Also, there's also that smell of burned hair in the air also.
I mean, you're not familiar with goblin cooking. That is a thing.
But at any rate, there is the room is badly burned, and there is a very dead tiefling on a very badly burned bed, badly burned with a large knife stuck in its chest.
Okay. The whole room scorched?
Yeah, pretty badly, yeah. It looks like, it looks like there's a lot of stuff in here that was pretty flammable, it turns out.
Yeah, I was just thinking of nicking some papers or
oh no, there's nothing you can see that is reasonably nickable.
Yeah.
At least,
and he's on the corpse is on the bed.
Yes.
Or what's left of the bed.
Yes.
Okay, so he got shivved, and someone someone fireballed the room after shivving him.
Pretty much, yeah. The one thing you notice, actually, Eric, give me a perception check.
I was actually going to ask if I could Arcana see if it was in fact fireballed.
You can give me that also afterwards.
All right, Perceptatron.
I would remind the existence of investigation if that would be relevant.
Investigation would be 1 better, if that's
okay.
helpful.
So an 11 is fine. We'll use that instead.
Okay.
And you can give me your Arcana roll also. No, you have no idea.
Clearly, this was done by fire elementals.
Your perception roll, given your criminal background, looking around, it is very clear that you're looking at placing of stuff. There is stuff that is there are spots where there's very clear there was something that's supposed to be there that's not there.
Okay.
There's stuff that was nicked from here. You don't know what it is, but it's there's an empty spot between that badly burned picture and that candelabra. There's an empty spot that's clearly there was something there, and it's not like that's something like burned up and turned to ash. There's something missing from that spot. There are a few things like that. Also, there's a safe that is opened, and there's a bunch of burned ashes in there, but you're not sure what you don't know if something was stolen from the safe, but the safe is open.
Yeah, someone burned the documents in there, and then and possibly nicked stuff they wanted. Okay.
But yeah, there are definitely things that have been lifted from here at some point, prior to the fire being set. If it was before the fire, after the fire was being set, then there'd be evidence that there was something that was there before you'd be able to see like the outline of something on the charred mantelpiece or what have you. Actually, there's a bunch of mantelpiece and such stuff in here that stood up at the fire better than you would expect.
Mm.
So high level of craftsmanship here.
Nice. Okay. I imagine the bed is mostly charred wood and ash. There's nothing underneath it.
No, there's nothing you can spot underneath.
Yeah. Any drawers or anything that might still be that are closed and may have survived the blaze?
You can. There are a couple that look like you might be able to find something in them. You could give it a try.
Yeah, I'll give those a shot.
All right, give me a sleight of hand roll.
I will, of course, be checking to make sure that they're about traps and the like.
That's part of the reason I had you give me a sleight of hand roll.
Ah, okay.
There is one that you're able to open that you spot the trap on.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you were able to spot this. This one has a trap on it. And as you're trying to disarm it, you realize that someone else has already disarmed the trap.
And then reset it.
Yes.
Someone already nicked what was in here. Okay.
Well, I'm getting to that. You open it, and it's very clear something has been nicked from in here. But you also notice something that would not have been obvious prior to the fire.
Oh.
There is a secret compartment. There's a secret compartment in the drawer.
I'll pop open the secret compartment.
Yes. And in there is a small sheaf of papers that are blackened but are still somewhat intact.
In the bag.
Yep. You're not sure you'll be able to read much from them, but they survived more intact than they would have had they not been in there, obviously.
Right. I'm not going to bother trying to unroll them or read them or anything. They go in the bag. I'll pull them out later.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that sounds like a job for Ingier to help with.
Yeah, it sounds like something our resident scribe can do.
Yep.
All right. I think I've got everything useful here. I'll reset the trap and then I'll leave.
Fair enough. You reset. I'm not going to make you roll for that. And I need another stealth check from
Someone else comes into the room, and after they've seen that the trap has been reset twice, they see a secret compartment within the secret compartment.
I need another stealth check from you.
You forgot to roll perception while you were in there.
Eric did roll perception. All right, 17. You are able to extradite yourself. All right, so you are able to mostly extradite yourself out completely. As you are headed down the stairs, the guy in the rumpled clothes looks over your general direction, stares very pointedly just where you were previously, furrows his brows, purses his lips, stares a little bit longer, and then it's very clear that the other guy says, "Did you not hear the question? Sorry, what was the question again?" Yeah. They go back. He goes back to the conversation.
Okay.
Wait a minute, was that door at that angle before?
But yeah, it's very clear. It's he knows someone was there, but he couldn't see them.
Right.
And you're able to, therefore, afterwards get yourself out without being spotted. Hooray!
Excellent. I will disappear into the crowd and make my way back to the inn circuitously.
All right.
I am very impressed you were able to do that, without getting caught and without having to use Misty Step.
Misty Step was my ace in the hole in case everything went to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I figured. I knew you were not. I assume I was not expecting you to be caught per se.
Right.
It's more the fact that Glix managed to actually like properly ghost the mission, as opposed to getting a caution.
I mean,
No, there's definitely an incident of wink. What?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just a box.
Yes. At any rate, so yeah, that's the evening. Unless there's something else you guys want to do before I fast forward to morning.
I was kind of hoping to have a reunion with the parentage.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm guessing that's a tomorrow thing or next week thing.
Next week thing. Yeah, that was my plan actually.
That's fair.
I wanted to get that. I was planning, expecting that, but I didn't actually get as much prep on that done as I was hoping to.
Okay.
Also, I am running out of steam. I will be freely admit.
Right. I do want to have a bit of a meeting with Injir and Kalia, and
Okay.
like, where's Cito? Okay, she's with her parents. Fine, that's cool.
Yep.
Someplace quiet in the inn, probably our own room.
That's fine.
To make sure there's no bugs there. Probably a couple hours because I'm going to wander around quite a bit and I have an alibi.
Mhm.
And yeah. So Ambassador's dead.
What?
Yep, dead through the heart and then exploded.
Ooh.
This could cause complications.
Yeah, he was not liked. Like, even the guy who's running the vice biz down here hated his guts. And then they made a lot of money off him.
Yes, we heard some similar things from some of the residents in town.
Yeah, like he wanted stuff that like even the dirtiest guys down here didn't want to provide. So, that kind of guy. But yeah, someone nicked a few things from his room, and but they missed this. And he hands the scroll to Injir.
Oh boy, why did you do that?
Jeers he's having like a moral moment. It's like, on the one hand, this is a very interesting document that's just been presented to him. On the other hand, it's evidence that was involved in somebody's murder, and now it's in front of him.
You can't trust the cops to do it. I mean, they call them cops because they cop stuff all the time.
What? What are you talking about?
They nick shit in their own. They're always on the take. That's what cops do.
I don't think you know what a police officer does.
Yeah, they enforce things for rich people so that they can keep getting richer and people like us keep getting screwed. That's what cops do.
All right, maybe you do know what a police officer is.
Yeah. So Injir is looking at the scroll. In his opinion, what is like would it be possible to actually get anything off of this?
Yes, actually, it would. As long as you're very careful and use a few tricks you're aware of, you would be able to do it. Yes.
All right, then that seems like Injir's plan for the evening is to work on that scroll.
All right, so it'll take you a few hours, but you're able to, and I'm not going to make you make a roll for this because it's so what it is. Once you get it sort of carefully unrolled and get most of the smudging off, you don't have any, like, some of these specific details are sort of blotted out by damage, but it is very clearly a ledger, and you are 100% certain it is a ledger. It is a trade ledger for slaves. I'll be blunt. And I will say, technically speaking, slavery is legal in Kardul. It is not in Sultesh.
Oh. I don't think that he was keeping the slaves for very long.
Nah, he's a middleman. This is classic middleman stuff.
And is there like any information is it like locals from Sultesh Or is it like just people that are being moved through Sultesh to Cardul?
Yes.
All right. Kalia says we've got a few places to visit now while we're in town.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was the thing?
So apparently the contents of the ledger indicate that not only are residents of residents of Sultesh being moved through the system, but that other people are being moved through Sultesh to Cardul.
Oh, Sultesh is the what a weird place for a distribution hub. But okay,
Well, and also there are apparently slaves that are in Sultesh.
yeah.
There are. Yeah, it looks
from.
like there are some in Sultesh, but they're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, Kalia is toying with her axe. She wasn't before. She is now. You didn't see her pick it up, but she's toying with the axe now.
As Injur's reading this, Injur's eyes just kind of like get very wide. You see his like serpent tongue kind of like flick up and like flick his like face a little bit, like oh, this is like, in a very like, dragon-like manner, like something's very bad about to happen.
So I just want to make it clear that we're gonna kill the slavers, right? Ain't nobody likes slavers. Not even slavers like slavers.
We will bring them to justice. And
Cheers.
yes, that option is on the table.
Injur's just like, I'm more concerned with getting anyone who's there out, but yes, I would not have any compunctions about this.
All right. So, in the morning, assuming that there's something else you guys want to deal with before I do this, but I want to.
I need to.
Well, we're not gonna.
I need to take care of something real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we're not going to go and hunt down the slavers tonight. We have plans to make, but
So what was it?
Yeah.
What do you have to do, Eric?
I need to go let someone into my house, so I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Yep. That is fair.
So let's see. All right. I imagine that what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to try and grab Sito if we can.
I have plans for that in a minute, but
Okay. And but yeah, I think that what we'll probably be doing in character is basically like, okay, let's get like let's go get a tourist map, I guess, from the lobby.
sure.
And we'll start putting pins in it.
Fair enough. All right. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cut over to Sito actually at your house, at your parents' house, because I think I've got enough in me to do that this week, I think. So while all of this is happening, over at Casa de Sito, as it were. So you arrive home, and you sort of arrive at the door. Your mother opens the door. Sito.
I'm home.
So you are. Come in. I wasn't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, so we are in agreement.
Fair enough. Let me get. I just was making dinner. There should be enough for both of us. Have a seat. It's good to see you. What brings you back to Sultesh? I thought you were out doing the wandering minstrel thing.
Oh, I am. I was. I still am. Let's just say that I think a traveling companion of mine made a Fey entity upset, and I think that's how we ended up in the neighborhood.
Your mom blinks a little bit. Okay, that sounds like a tale and a half. Sounds like you're gonna have some things to write songs about going forward for a while.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Well, your father would be amused to hear that, but he's out doing his thing.
I kind of expected that. What's the current contract?
Apparently, raising a ship that got caught in a storm. A big trade ship from the Caliphate.
Oh dear. I imagine they'd be interested in having that back.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a reason they came to your father. He's not cheap,
No doubt.
but he's the best at what he best. The best. He and his people are the best at what they do.
Couldn't that be said for all of us?
I mean, well, yeah.
It's good to know that. Good to know where Cito gets her ego from.
A healthy ego.
It's delightful to see you. I mean, obviously, how long are you expecting to be in town?
I'm not entirely certain. We have a general destination in mind, but getting there is going to be a bit of a question. And one of our own is eluding us at the moment, so we're moving on without them would not be the most prudent of things. So it's a bit in the air at the moment.
Okay.
As it were.
Well, if you're welcome to stay as long as you need to.
I don't dislike sharing accommodations with the rest of them, but more familiar surroundings is certainly appreciated.
I take it they're landwalkers, huh?
They're shore walkers.
Fair enough. Yeah, having a proper bed is definitely something I could understand wanting.
I'll never understand these mattress things that they go on about. Also, I just have to say, I forget, Ma, have you ever been to the surface before?
It's been a while, but yes, I have.
Stairs are the worst.
You remember I went and studied with the Doors for a couple of years, right?
Right. I imagine you had to deal with stairs there.
Less than you'd think, but yes.
I think dwarves are my favorite shore walker.
Well, yeah, it turns out that, stairs are really, from what I understand, from what they said, stairs are much easier for shore walkers to traverse than a ramp would be because of the way their legs work. Apparently, some
That's about right. Yeah.
Some medic was telling me about this. Dwarves tend to use more ramps than most surface dwellers do because they tend to. Ramps are better for dragging heavy loads up, from what I understand. So, and they seem to like being able to do that for reasons. They do a lot of mining, But stairs are
wheels go up. Yes, wheels go up ramps. They don't go up stairs.
No, but I agree with you. Stairs are. Oh, I was so happy to not have to deal with them anymore. That's all I will say.
Cito is going to produce the ring. Is going to kind of tell the story about the. About the enchantment to basically allow her to subvert stairs with it.
All right, I'm returned.
Okay.
Talk about.
We're middle of Cito and her mom.
Yes. Go ahead and do that.
Yes. So, yeah, really interesting. I do not recognize the style of craftsmanship on this ring. It looks old. Like, really old. The style, I mean, not the actual ring.
Well, that's the proof that you're the best in your business, because you are entirely correct.
Ah. So it is both old and not old, is what you're saying.
Indeed.
Huh.
I don't know how much I'm supposed to say about this or whatnot, but the short of it is that this is from another era displaced by time.
Ugh, magic, right?
Presumably.
Lovely. It's
But,
always
we
it is always this sort of thing.
We happen to have it, and when we and managed to commission the enchantment on it, mostly for the novelty of being able to, of the wizard in question being able to examine such an interesting artifact.
Huh.
It seemed to hold the enchantment well enough. So,
Well, I'm glad I hope that will be useful to you in your travels.
I was looking forward to using it, and then we ended up here where there are no stairs.
Isn't that
And
always the way?
I'm okay with this.
Isn't that always the way?
Oh yeah.
Where we're going, we don't need levitation rings.
She looks at the Can I just hang on a second? She gets out a slate I want to sketch this pattern.
By all means. Oh, that reminds me. I actually do come bearing some gifts.
Ooh.
So you may have heard the rumors at this point about the return of the
turtle.
great stone turtle.
Yeah. He's real.
Well, if he's not real, then I cannot begin to explain what I rode to come into town.
Fair enough. Sketch.
In his domicile, there were a few old metalworks from a few centuries back. I figured you might be interested.
Ooh.
And she'll kind of like
this is nice.
Present the goods, unfurl it.
This is nice. Like not usable, but nice. That's cool.
I had a feeling you'd appreciate.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen something designed like this since Wow. You know who would actually find this fascinating? My mentor my dwarven mentor, Gadrick. Like he found this sort of stuff, like old tools, really interesting. Like to say, like same level I do. Like
Understandable.
that's neat. And these really old like non-metal ones are also really cool. I don't know what they'd be used for per se, but they're neat. Love that they made.
I figure if anyone were to record the designs and so on and so forth, you would do a far better time of it. I'd be able to tell a tale that is entirely fabricated better, but as far as telling something truthful,
yeah, I'll see if I can find out some stuff about them. And if I'll pass it. If I find out before you have to take off, I'll pass it on to you. Might come in useful in some story sometime.
sounds good to me.
Okay, great. Wow. So I'm gonna the pattern on this ring. I wouldn't want to copy it directly, but like there's some elements in there. I think I could work into some more traditional stuff, more traditional Sultesh styles that would look really cool. Yeah.
Guys, don't want to interrupt, but something's come up, so I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
Nothing bad, but in fact something quite good. But I am suitably distracted, so I need to take off.
All right, that's fine.
Understood.
All right.
Talk to you later, Eric.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. I'm getting close to being ready to wrap things up for the day, anyways. Stream it for the episode, anyways. So that sort of wraps. Is there anything else you wanted to specifically mention to your mother before, or at least for this evening? You'll probably have other opportunities before leaving, I'm guessing.
Pretty much at this point, Sita would just be doing general catch-up and ask, how have things been? Is there anything notable going on, etc. Unaware of the events.
Yeah, basically the only notable bit of information that she would have that it'd be that the current ambassador from Cardul, he's
is a shit.
Yeah, he's relatively recent. He's new since you left, basically.
Right.
And because the last one was old and retired, basically.
Wanted to go home.
Yeah, basically. Then the new one is a prick. Like nobody likes him. We're fairly sure that like he's someone that they don't like back home in Cardul, and they're basically Cardul doesn't like anybody. So like It is something of a subtle insult to us, but like, one that we won't actually complain about.
It's just as much of a get him away from us and it's your problem.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, he sucks. No one likes him.
Charming.
Oh yeah. Like there's been a lot. There's been a lot of sort of like Oh my god, the number of just falling. I swear to God, his staff must be working overtime to keep him from committing more faux pas than he already does. God, what an asshole.
Sounds to me like this man himself is a war crime.
Yeah, and war crime, no, crime probably.
Okay, cause of war crime.
Possibly. Obviously not for want of trying, I'll put it that way.
Think it's deliberate?
I don't know, maybe. Not on Cardul's part, on his part, maybe. I don't know if he's smart enough to do it intentionally. Like, he's that particularly clever sort of stupid.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's infuriating. Thankfully, none of he's never tried to hire me to do any work for him, so, I've not had to commit a diplomatic incident of my own, telling him to fuck off. I wouldn't do work for him. Screw him. I don't need the work.
I can only imagine that someone of his ilk would just be the type to commission the finest artisan in the land and then say that it is a paltry thing that doesn't hold up to blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, almost certainly. I would not be shocked of it. Anyways, things continue apace like that until the morning, when I assume you're going to head back to the foreign quarter.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So when you arrive at the foreign quarter, Cito arrives back at the foreign quarter. Things are a lot more hectic than when you left.
Cito comes in bearing pizza and looks aghast.
Yeah. Scene from Community with Donald Glover going, "What the fuck just happened? Why is everything on fire?"
She's going to find the group. I was gone one night. What happened?
Why'd you burn down the town?
She's not pointing that finger because she doesn't, like, even in jest, because she doesn't want to accidentally draw undue ire from others. But within the group, you can tell that, like, that's what she's kind of wanting to say, even as a joke.
What did Clicks do?
Yeah. Yeah, what did Clicks do, basically, yeah.
And you're just kind of like pulls her into like their room and like, okay,
So here's what happened.
like your short version. Ambassador was murdered. Glix went to the crime scene. We found some really sketchy shit. There's a slave trade going in Sultesh. We know where they're at. Are you in?
Peter just kind of, like, stares blankly at all of this for a few moments.
As we've got like our sheet on the with our map with pins in it.
And you're like, okay, maybe you need a little more information than that. And he actually starts to break down what happened over the period of the night. Just filling her in on all the details, including how apparently people from Sultesh are being enslaved and sent to Cardul. And it looks like the murder victim, the ambassador, was involved in it somehow.
I mean, he had the ledger.
Yeah.
Cito is going to just kind of like make her way over to a wall and sort of slump against it for a moment. I was hoping that my homecoming would be a pleasant one.
And this is about when Cito, while you're slipping against the wall, you happen to glance out the window and notice a squad of the city watch marching up to led by a man led by a human wearing who walks about like he's in charge of everything. He's got that air of he knows he's the boss basically. But he's wearing sort of very worn, frumpled like clothing, a very worn, frumpled, well-used uniform.
Ah. Captain Competence has arrived.
Yeah. He is heading into the inn.
Well, it seems like my opinion on the matter doesn't matter. We have guests.
All right.
And that is where I'm going to wrap session.
All right. Well.
So when the session starts, we're gonna have like all of 30 seconds. Like, okay, so do we want to keep this evidence, or are we gonna burn it? Because now we have the stuff from the fucking murder victim's room in our room.
And I'll let you guys figure out what you want to do with it now by next week.
Just put it in a scroll case and throw it out the window. Later.
So at any rate, that is going to do it for this week, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you guys also enjoyed. I think we're on for next week. We'll see. Skitch might be back next week. I don't know. I think he is. I'm not sure, though. I will check with him later. Either way, though, that's going to do it for this time, folks. If you're listening to YouTube, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, comment, etc. You know the deal. But until next time, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care and have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.